Is Bioshock Infinite worth it in 2024? Well, that's what we're here to find out, right? Now, it has been about 11 years since I've played Bioshock Infinite. I played it when it came out in 2013. I believe I played through it twice, and I really didn't touch it, I don't think, after that. So it's been over a decade since I've played this, but there are parts of the game that I do remember. However, with being so long, it did kind of feel like a new game to me. Now, during this review, we're going to be talking about its overall story, the gameplay mechanics, and then we'll provide my conclusion on if I think you should buy it and play it in 2024.
Just missed. I bet we could have something.
Good to see you.
Perfect day for the celebration.
Father Comstock must have foreseen.
The game takes place on an unforgettable journey through the floating city of Columbia in 1912. Columbia is a city in the sky, created by Zachary Hale Comstock. The story delves into themes of American history, politics, and the concept of a parallel universe. The game follows Booker DeWitt, a former Pinkerton agent who is tasked with rescuing a young woman named Elizabeth. The story is similar to the flow of the original Bioshock, and even Bioshock 2, honestly, in which you're running through a city that, for the most part, has been corrupt or unlawful. Sure, up front it seems like everything is going great, but eventually you learn that it's far from the truth.
Who's there? Who's there?
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt!
What do you want?
We had a deal to it! Open this door right now!
I told you! I'm not gonna do it! Go away!
Mr. DeWitt! Mr. DeWitt!
Booker is tasked with a running backstory of bringing me the girl and wipe away the debt. The debt is the constant unknown throughout the game. All you're told is that you need to find the girl, Elizabeth, and bring her back to an unknown figure to wipe away Booker's debt. The story unfolds through exploration, combat, and interactions with Elizabeth, who plays a crucial role in both the narrative and the gameplay mechanics. While Elizabeth certainly has her times of being annoying, she is extremely useful in battle. During battles, she is off to the side and rarely, if ever, gets in the way. This is a testament to the game's mechanics, knowing how to keep her involved, but out of the way during a firefight. However, when you do need her in battle, she is always there to throw you ammo, salts, or health. Her abilities add a strategic layer to the combat, allowing you to adapt to different situations dynamically. This is not to say she will always save you. She only throws these when the game allows her to, or as she explains, when she's able to find some during battle. Bioshock Infinite offers a variety of weapons, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. Pistols, shotguns, machine guns, sniper rifles, and my personal favorite, the carbine. I found myself utilizing the carbine almost exclusively during my playthrough. That's not to say I didn't enjoy other weapons, I did. But the carbine was just so much more useful in so many different situations. Not only was it extremely accurate, but many times, especially in the later game, after upgrading it to the highest level, it would give me a one-shot kill on most enemies with a headshot. Now, this is not to say that the weapons didn't have their flaws. They do. Just like with the overall movement of the game, it felt a little clunky. Now, I believe this is more of a culprit to the time period than anything, as shooters have become more fluid in current times. Fluid meaning the movement and the transitions are much smoother with current gen versus the old gen, right? I could certainly have bumped the sensitivity among other things to try to resolve this, but I wanted to play it like I was playing it 11 years ago. Vigors are the game's equivalent of magic or superpowers, which provide you with unique abilities that you can be used in combat, like Possession, Devil's Kiss, Murder of the Crows, Shock Jockey, Undertow, and many others. Now, I found myself utilizing Shock Jockey and Murder Crows for 99% of the game. I literally only utilized one other vigor, honestly, and it was the Possession, which you get early on, right? So early on stages I used that, but after I was able to get Murder of Crows and Shock Jockey, I pretty much used only those two. At that point, when the only time I used the Possession was whenever I was wanting to possess a machine where you can purchase, upgrades and things like that, ammo, all that stuff, because you get a little bit of money back if you possess those. That was the only other time I used that. So again, some of those I think are maybe partially useless, but maybe the way you play, maybe it's more useful for you. Who knows? Now, there are also wearable items within the game. They provide passive bonuses. This gear can be found throughout the game. Normally, with the use of Elizabeth's lockpicking skills, she'll lockpick something that's a door that's kind of like a hidden secret door, whatever you want to call it. They're typically behind there, and they will essentially help Booker in various ways. The gear is divided into basically 4 categories: hats, shirts, pants, boots, and then each piece of that gear offers different enhancements, such as increased damage or faster movement, health regeneration, etc. Right? Whatever you're wearing, it'll provide some kind of boost or some kind of helpful thing for you that can be utilized. There's also infusions. Now, infusions can be found and they basically just allow Booker to be upgraded specifically. More so, what I'm talking about is it basically allow you to increase Booker's health, his shields, or the salt, which is what you utilize for the vigors, right? So during my playthrough, I was never able to fully max out Booker, but I'm not sure if that was even technically a possibility. Maybe it was, because there are a lot of, I think, hidden stuff that I might have potentially missed off the rail stuff, which we'll talk about here in just a second. But I got through a lot of it, and I got almost one of them fully upgraded, but they were pretty high up when I did finish the game. But I don't think there's a possibility, unless there's literally that many missed things I had, to fully upgrade him in one playthrough. That could be wrong, but I don't think so. Now, the final thing I want to discuss here about gameplay is the rail system. So, Bioshock Infinite uses this very, very unique skyline system, and you can kind of see it here, right? You jump onto these skylines and you can traverse different areas of the map quickly. You can speed yourself up on the rail, you can slow yourself down. You can also utilize it to escape from enemies or launch an aerial attack on an enemy themselves. So if you're on that skyline system, the skyhook system, you can jump down on an unknowing enemy and basically melee attack him and kill him from there. So now you can also do combat on these skylines. Now the combat on the skylines is pretty insane. I didn't really do it as much as I probably would have liked to, but it's really fast, and it's actually really hard to aim and to shoot. But still, this skyline system I think is very unique. It's one of the first things I've ever seen as far as a game goes like that. So very, very cool system. Bioshock Infinite is celebrated for its compelling story, memorable characters, and innovative gameplay mechanics. The combination of traditional shooting, supernatural abilities, and the dynamic interaction with Elizabeth creates a unique and engaging experience. The game's setting in the floating city of Columbia is beautifully crafted, making exploration as rewarding as the combat itself. Despite being over a decade old, the visuals and the unique setting still impressed me during my playthrough. Given these points, Bioshock Infinite is still worth playing in 2024, especially if you enjoy narrative-driven first-person shooters with rich, immersive worlds. However, it needs to be said that while I do feel it is a good game, I think it misses the original Bioshock feel. If you go in with that understanding, then my verdict is play it. Now, gang, this is the very first ever true Z review that I've ever done, and I would love to hear your feedback on it, good or bad. I'm always looking to try to better myself, and the only way I can do that is by your input, so please let me know down below your thoughts, and look out for the next Z review in the near future. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button, especially if you're new and you enjoyed it, and until next time, I'll catch each and every single one of you in the next episode.